Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we are looking at video and sounds. So we should be putting some sounds and videos into our browser. So I've got set up in my Visual Studio. I've got a couple of sound files which we're going to use, and then I've got one of my lesson videos that I'm going to use within this lesson. So I've created an audio video HTML file which I've got open here. So let's just close that down so we can see this a bit better. I've got the startup ready, and then I've got my open server running, and then I've got my browser here with the video sounds title which I've created. That's as far as we've got. So let's put some sounds. So to put some sounds, we need to use the audible tag. So we create the audio tag, and it has a closing tag because it has content. So then we need to use the source tag. And obviously we need to tell it what file, so we use the source attribute, and then the file, same file is impact.mp3, and that's found it there. And then we have to use the type attribute, and it is an audio MPEG file, and then close that. So if we save this, we don't get anything. So in the audio we can actually, because we've actually put the controls, these are just Boolean expressions that we can place in here, and if we put the attribute controls, we are wanting to set it to true, so it will display the controls with the sound. And because I couldn't press play without that being set, that's why we didn't hear anything. If I press that now, you can obviously tell it plays the tune. So that is the controls, the play, sound, no sound. And then there's the playback speed, and then the length of the sound, and then the position of the sound as you're hearing it. So let's go straight ahead and create another one, and we'll make sure the controls are set. And then obviously we need the source and the file, and this one is labeled rock cinematic .mp3 type equals some audio MPEG. Okay, so rerun that. It places to the other side, so if you press play, that's more of a thundery sound. I'm just going to move this down with the horizontal rule, so they're underneath each other. So there's two sound files. Will be sat there, but let's say you didn't want to wait for the user to be pressing these things. So there are some settings we can use. So okay, so back inside here, the first one. So if we place the attribute autoplay, and again this is also Boolean, so if it's typed in here, it's going to equal true. So you want it to autoplay. So if we save and then run the browser, as soon as the browser was loaded up, it played that same file because we put autoplay. So this time, if we get rid of the control and press and run that, even though it's not got the controls for that one because it's disappeared, you can get it to play when it's loaded up. And that is sometimes used because people just want to play it when the website's loaded up as some effect. And that's how you do that. I'm just going to put the control back in so we can, or the controls I should say. The next one we're going to do is loop. And if we put this in and save it, so when we press the play on this one, it plays the tune, and it will play it again. And again. And this will keep looping because we use the loop attribute for that same file. Which you can pause at any minute by pressing the pause button. So that's what the loop attribute does. Now muted, so if you use the muted attribute and save that, you can see that it is muted actually in the controls as well. So when you press play, it is playing the same file, but because you've got muted on, it won't let you hear it. So if I press that again and then I manually unmute it, you then can play the file. That's just for so you know that that option is there if you want to do it like that. And there is also a preload option. Say you've got a massive sound file, so that when you click on this, it's already loaded, ready to go. Because these are so tiny, you can't really see the difference. And preload isn't something I've ever used before anyway. So that's the attributes for the audio controls tab. Sorry, yeah. So the audio tab, and that's the attributes for them. So you had the controls, autoplay, preload, loop, muted, and then you've obviously got the source in the source tab below. So that's the same files. Now let's come on to the video file. So I'm going to place an HR there, and then we need to use the video tab. And inside the video tab, again, we need to use the source attribute. So, because it's inside our main folder, I don't need to put a folder in there. So lesson for HTML listings, and there it is. And then we need to use the type attribute just to say it's a video file of MP4. So if I save that, then you can see that this video loads up quite big. So let's just come back into the video tab and add the attribute width, and let's say 620, and save that. And there you go. The video is there. There's not a lot you can do with it because you haven't given it no controls. So as the same as in before, you can actually set the Boolean controls value to true just by putting the attribute there. So when you do play this, it's got the controls ready to play. And this will then start playing the video when you press the play button in your browser. This is the course we viewed earlier. And away it goes. So obviously we're not going to watch this video now. So that's just getting the video on the screen. And again, we have attributes we can add for this. So as we used before, there was the autoplay function. If we save that and run it, you can see that this video is playing as soon as the browser loaded up, which you can pause at any time. So again, we've got the autoplay, we've got the controls tag which we've used already, and you've got the width. You can also use the height instead, or as well, but obviously to keep things formatted nice on the screen, you don't want to start pulling the video because it'll look a bit daft. So I always use one of these, either height or width. So that's the width and the height. Again, you can use the loop function, which will keep playing this video over and over, but won't do that now because we'll have to wait 18 minutes for it to loop back. So that's the loop. Muted, we'll obviously start it up with the sound not playing, but the video will play, but you won't have no sound until you turn it on. So that's the muted. Preload will preload the video and it will play instantly, although this is still not a very big file. Source, which is obviously the source of the file which we already used. So if I just go preload, actually you have to set this a value. So let's say preload none. So when you run the file, if you put preload as none, it's not actually loaded the video up. So when you press play, then it has to load the video in, which is quite quick for small videos, but again, massive videos will take a bit longer. And then you can also set this to auto. So auto preloads. As you see, don't really take a lot. And then we're going to come on to one last thing. So I've just put in this Beerford's logo here. And basically you can use one other command called poster. And what that does, it gives you an image to put on your video in the browser before you play the actual video. So say there was a different image you wanted instead of the start of the video appearing. So all I'm going to do is use the actual image. I'm just going to use the Beerford Creations logo for now. Close that down. I'll save this. Obviously a bit big, but you can shrink it down a bit. So let's just change this to width 600. So using the poster, you can place a file or an image inside the video until you press the play button. And then when you press the play button, the video automatically starts. So that's a different way of presenting your videos. So we've now covered everything in that. So the attributes were similar to the audio and video. So you've got autoplay, you've got the source tag you use within the controls. You've got the controls, Boolean, height. You can set the loop, muted, preload, the width, and then one other difference between the audio and the video was you can set the poster to display an image at the start of your video before you press play. So that's how you put videos and sounds into your web pages. Now, one other thing you might want to do is to add something like subtitles, caption files, or any file containing text to your either your music or your video file. And this is simply done by using the track tag. So there's just an opening tag here, there's no content. So you just put the label, then you'd put the source wherever your subtitles are, whatever. But if I just show an example, lesson 4, and then we've got English, so we've got lesson 3 subtitles, English. The extensions have to be formatted in WebVTT format, so that will have to have an extension of VTT. And then there's an attribute called kind, and then we'll have to put subtitles for the kind, and the source language, and then the shortcut finish is EN, and then you can give it a label. Yeah, close it off. Remember, this has to be inside the video, and the contents has to contain the video and the subtitles as well. So that's how you use the track. I haven't got an example for this, so just showing you here that the track tag element is used for adding anything to do with subtitles, caption files, or any file that contains text that needs to be visible. So that's straightforward, and that will solve the problem putting subtitles to your videos when you've got this file created that matches the video you're playing. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If I could ask a favour to help support this new channel, that you hit that subscribe button and then select all on the bell for future videos that are coming out, and then I'd appreciate if you also hit the like button. This will help the channel grow, and then I shall carry on doing videos as I know they're being watched and appreciated. And then can you also check out the website that I'm just briefly going to show you. So this is the website that I've created to help with this course. You obviously see it's BF Creations. Down in the download section, you'll see that there are some download sheets, and simply for each one you just click on the download and it will appear up in the corner, and it will download to your PC or laptop or whatever you're using. Thanks for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. On this course, they are released every Tuesday evening, so hopefully you'll follow along, and clicking that bell will help get notifications of that. So thank you very much, and thank you for watching.